Whoa! Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Syntell with the Intel, and I have the privilege to have Jaby Koay on my show today. We are getting ready to do Halo Episode 1. Please make sure you check out Jaby in all of his socials. The links are in the description, but here's a quick hint. You can reach him at Jaby Koay, Jaby Live, and also Get Jaby. So, without further ado, this will be an edited short version of Halo. You can catch the real one on Paramount Plus. Let's get started.
Go down! I didn't sign up for this!
That's a terrible green screen. All right, we got a nice little Covenant ship already.
Quan, where have you been?
We need to get back to the outpost.
Quan seen some shit.
She like, yo, this is some good drugs.
Come on, Fuzz. I'm kidding.
Oh, whoa! Ha! That was a little bloodier than expected.
Oh!
Whoa! It took her leg off?
I thought that was a can of Raid for a second. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. You know what it is.
Red flag!
Yo, they blew a little kid, not a little kid, they blew a child's leg off, bruh, in the opening sequence. Well, it's good to know that, hundreds of years in the future, AK-47 is still making money.
That's a good way to break your
Good
leg.
stunt, though. Wow. Yeah. Yo, that looked legit. She looked legit scared.
Quick! Go, go!
Oh, they all get it. All getting wiped out. All of them. This guy's seen some shit. He knows. It's over.
Look at the left side. Look at the far left. You see that 70 Suburban? Whoa. Outgunned.
Those doors blown right off. Damn.
Nice. Whoa.
Oh, nice
Bro,
stunt.
you don't see that? Look at that. That's nuts.
Oh.
Yo!
Oh.
Yes, full-blown laser sword. Oh, it's a wrap for them. Dang! Wow. You didn't think they would? Yo, we killing kids. Oh my God, I'm tripping off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, baby. Come on, Master Chief.
Right in the nick of time after all the kids got destroyed.
Oh.
Nice.
Yes. All right, Chief.
Overwatch.
I like the work they did on the aliens.
Yeah, the Covenant looked dope. Nice.
Nice. Very cool.
The Spartans ahead, me!
I never thought I'd see the day.
They're on our side now.
So they are. So let's fight!
Oh!
Elite cluster, west quadrant.
I can't lie, this makes me want to play some Halo.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Oh, I love the choreography for this, dude. This is some good gun food that they got going on.
Damn. Yeah, especially considering they got all that armor on, too. It doesn't look clunky. Nice. Wow. Yo, they spent some money. I mean, I know it's a pilot, but still. Like, this is an expensive opening sequence. It's a long opening sequence.
Oh, William Wallace got taken out. Damn.
Guess your Lucky Charms didn't save you that time. Yo, this is like really violent.
Yeah, this is more violent than the game is.
Yeah.
Oh, that sound effect.
The sound,
yeah.
right? Yeah. It's the little things, man. The recharge too. Fan service, ladies and gentlemen. Man, your whole little town got bodied. Yeah, the younglings. They got the younglings.
I didn't think it was going to be him and his daughter as the only survivors.
Finish him. Oh. Got to be more careful. Damn. Chief Gangster with it too. Yo, his armor is amazing.
20 elite warriors killed, 150 civilians, no survivors.
Wait.
Correction, 1 survivor, female, juvenile.
Nice. That was very RoboCop. It's still, his voice is still gonna take some time to get used to.
Yeah, I wish they used the original voice artist for that one.
Yeah. Damn, yo, they bodied up everybody and then just strolled out, just dipped with the blood all on the helmet. Yo, this ain't for kids.
Yeah.
Wow. I was not expecting it to be that violent. I think that's the biggest shock so far.
I'm sure your audience knows, though, you are not opposed to violence at all.
No, no.
You just weren't expecting it.
No. I mean, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Because when you play the game, it's very, I hate to use this word, but it's cartoony in a way. Like, it's not really blood and guts. It's not what it's about. It's more just fun action. Even though it's rated M, you don't really see this kind of violence in the show. Yeah,
I don't think you see blood at all. Actually, everything is just implied. That armor looks amazing. Like, that was a very expensive opening sequence.
Yeah.
All that CG. I mean, I know Paramount paid a lot of money for it. And it seems like so far, money well spent.
But it's kind of a mixed feelings opening because I don't know how I feel about the Spartan team. Because they showed up late. They're very cold. Like, yeah, they look wicked. They look badass, but, like, they're so cold.
Indifferent.
Yeah, very
bodied up and kept it moving. I still can't get over, like, they sat there and just murdered a whole bunch of trapped kids. That's, yeah. I mean, that's a huge Hollywood violation.
Yeah.
Old people, dogs, and kids, you don't kill.
Cave network does not appear to be a natural formation.
Preserving debris consistent with plasma cutters.
Maybe they went as violent as they did because they're like, this ain't no Disney Plus show.
No, it is not. They are separating themselves.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Nice.
When elite approaching cave entrance.
She went back to the ship? Okay.
Oh, shit.
Nice. Nice. She is having a terrible day. And out.
I'll retrieve the object and follow in the Condor.
I'll fly with you.
No. Go with the others.
That's not procedure.
Go with the others. That's an order.
He almost sounds like a Mandalorian to me.
A little bit, right?
That visor thing, man, that must have been a bitch to deal with, shooting-wise and, like, everything.
Oh, because of the reflections.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Like, you have to shoot everything with a long lens to avoid being seen in it.
Either that or it's just a green screen and they just CG it in. Well, at least the visor is a green screen.
Alien forces appear to be excavating for some kind of object. Unclear as to its nature.
I haven't seen her since Ronin.
Catherine, your genius has given us so much to be thankful for. Channel that genius appropriately and legally. Get rid of that and any others. Clear?
I'm not in love with the scene work here.
Was it the color palette?
No, it's not that. It's just the I'll comment on it more later. There's more of the performance stuff.
Now that is an interesting ship, maybe, I guess? Looks like a breast.
To me, it looks like a mushroom.
Okay. Man, they are like really doing really good with the creature design.
Yeah, the alien stuff is dope.
Man, he looked creepy.
I know, but they did such a good job.
Janok eba mosane jut inji. Ito.
They did a really good job with the aliens. I'm impressed. The aliens look better than the locations. Like, you know what I mean? Like they will look more lifelike than oftentimes than the locations.
How are you feeling?
Who are you?
Oh, there's Cortana. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. I'm just waiting for Cortana so bad.
What is it you want?
Independence for Madrigal. That's what my dad wanted. So that's what I want.
You got no people left.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Get some rest. I'll see you on Reach.
I don't understand her long-term plan. Is she like hoping to like hang out at another colony or something?
I'm guessing maybe Madrigal has more colonies on the planet. That's the only thing I could think of. You know, maybe that was just one outpost.
So whatever's happened, you get yourself back here and we will sort it out, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
He's so respectful.
You gonna live?
Yes.
There anything to eat on this ship?
It feels very Terminator, right? With Connor and the machine.
Yeah. He's supposed to start out kind of like a robot, and then, I mean, he got his first taste of, I guess, humanity through that alien tech.
We're murdering a teenage girl.
Sometimes you have to make hard choices to get good results.
Now we're sounding like Halsey.
I'm surprised he didn't tell her to keep it down.
Yeah, that did sound a little top secret.
Like, we're murdering a teenager, yo! X-Day on the Erder May eat a teenager day.
Inside voice, please.
Can't turn around without staring at an uplink about humanity's best weapon.
Wow.
Wow. So it is him. Goodness.
That's still being worked out.
That was cool. I like that.
So if it wasn't for that shock thing that he had from the artifact, you think he would be questioning? You think that's like maybe messing with his morality?
It's hard to tell. That's what my thought was initially, but it seems like this has been going on for a while.
Not knowing why a walking killing machine is doing what it's doing is a risk that cannot be taken.
She's not lying.
Quan.
Take down the oxygen in 117 super. Don't drop the O2 below 40. I want him unconscious, not dead.
Can the girl survive this? I thought you wanted her dead.
Yeah, I thought you wanted her dead. I thought that's what the objective was.
Oh, there we go. Master Chief like, nah, not like this.
Super easy, barely an inconvenience. You found that quick.
Right next to him.
I think it's safe to say you don't know what Master Chief is going to do at this point.
She ain't lying. Yo, those helmets are dope. Oh, the Pelicans, man. They did a good job with the Pelicans. Those look amazing. Oh, give me some Iron Man elements, please. That's okay.
When that ship lands, I want you to secure and protect Master Chief from anyone who actively threatens his life, whatever the circumstances.
Dang.
They go after Chief. They're not friendlies. Correct, Dr. Halsey?
Correct.
Yeah, let's go. That's a big dude, man.
That's a lot of extras, yo. They got a lot of folks on this. God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's the pilot episode.
I am trying to get control of the flight.
I will kill you.
This is Mark 6 Mjolnir armor. The outer layer is enhanced titanium. You won't even dent it.
No.
Not this early. Don't do this. That's disappointing.
If the ship lands, they will remove you and execute you.
He told you this? And you just decided to help me? Why would a Spartan do that?
I don't know.
I think that was kind of a misstep.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
I get why they did it, but you spend games without...
That's what I'm saying, man. You do that in the pilot?
I'm still
look
impressed
at the warthogs!
I'm super impressed with the sheer production value of this.
I need to disconnect and stabilize the turbos at the same time. Okay, otherwise we lose complete control.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with the Pelicans. I mean, just the creature design, vehicle design.
You are now in manual mode.
Just disable the AI. Play manually, man.
Oh, that's a pet peeve of mine, dude. Just like shooting shit to make it work.
This is Keys. Halt the ship before you can load fire controls. Knock it down.
Seatbelt, baby. Oh.
Oh no.
Yep, time to clock in, ladies and gentlemen.
Ruh-roh. I is human.
He's remembering Sparky and everything.
Oh, like EMP. Oh, shit.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh, you hear the tone. You hear the monk choir.
Yeah, I hear it, man.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's a hell of a moment to play it, too.
All right.
Yeah. Well, there are definitely things to be said.
I just need to commend them on doing such a fantastic job with the production value and the visual effects. Like, obviously there were some moments that were a little bit questionable because, like, you called out some green screen stuff. The green screen didn't bother me that much. What bothers me more is some of the acting stuff, which we'll get into later. But like, I just thought, like, dang, like, when you see all the soldiers running out, the crane coming down, when I say crane, I mean the camera, when it's craning down, you see all the soldiers running down the stairway, I'm like, god damn, that's a lot of outfits, that's a lot of extras, that's a lot of people to train, a lot of coordination. I mean, you used to be a PA back in the day, like, you know what that shit is like. That's a lot of freaking coordination. I was just impressed by that, like the sheer level of this, because you compare this one episode to the likes of, like, I'm sorry if you like the movie, audience, but the likes of, like, Mortal Kombat, the recent one, this is way better in terms of just, like, the respect that they have to the property.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because like, so I'm just impressed with that.
For me, it's a lot of the little things. It's the fan service. I know. Sometimes you can overdo fan service and you just get bogged down in it, and then you forget all about the story. But the fan service on this was just enough. Everything from the creature design is just one of the things that really stands out regarding some of the monsters that you get a chance to see. The Covenant, the sound design, whether it's Master Chief walking, whether it's his shields getting hit, and then you hear the recharging sound, whether it's the sound of the battle rifle, the design of the guns, the design of some of the vehicles. Master Chief's armor is absolutely mind-blowingly good. The last time I've seen armor look this good, and I know I'm probably gonna get some people looking at me funny, was the very first time we got a chance to see Iron Man's armor. There was a moment, it's not on the same level, don't get it twisted. Iron Man's reveal was far more polished. But for a television series, you know, that was a cinematic piece. We're talking about a television series. Master Chief's armor looks incredible. So those little things go a really long way, and it's enough to kind of like look past some of the smaller things, like with some of the chroma keying that you're seeing, with some of the green screens that you had mentioned earlier. That part needs a little bit of work, but the places where they really did spend the budget, the Warthogs, the Pelicans, like that, they spent dough on it, and it looks good. And we got a really good chance to see some really amazing creature design when you got a chance to see, like, the leader of the Covenant forces themselves with an undisclosed new person that I've never even seen before. It had a very Star Wars-ish kind of feel in that moment by itself. Whereas some of the other areas, the production design may have faltered a little bit. I'm not even gonna say faltered, that's a terrible word. It just wasn't as pristine as some of the other areas. But overall, man, I give it like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I agree with you 100% about his outfit. Like, that's no cosplay outfit. I've seen some decent cosplay outfits in my time at Comic-Con. That looks legit, and just the way he moves and everything like that, I feel like they did that a really, really good service, because he feels like, just in his movement, he feels like that's my Master Chief. I wish they didn't take off his helmet, dude. I really wish they didn't take off his helmet. And I wish
it's the Kylo Ren moment.
Yeah. I wish that they maintained the voice of the other dude, because it's such an iconic voice. It's like, you know, you look at the remake of The Lion King. I know that's a weird reference to make, but they didn't replace Mufasa for a reason. You know? And so, like, he's just got the voice. That's Master Chief's voice. I think that the action, like that opening action, even though it was kind of, I guess there was a point to it all, even though it sucks that the whole village got wiped out except for her. That was the point. I thought the action in there with the way that they were fighting the Covenant was dope.
Yes.
Like, that was some proper gun fu, like stuff you don't even see in the game. That's an area where I felt like it elevated, because, like, oftentimes what you get is, like, even transitioning from a book to a movie or game to a movie, it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's a way to go, I suppose. And you just make these concessions emotionally.
Yeah.
Whereas here it's like, oh, they took this thing that's already cool and they brought it to another level in a lot of ways. The thing that's bothering me is some of the scene work with the actors. I'm just like, okay, I guess that's a way to play it. Like the boss who just wants to kill him, who doesn't like the cloning situation. Her act, like, I'm happy that they've got color in this.
Yeah, it's some proper representation. Surprisingly, a lot of it too. Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool. I applaud the diversity in the show, but her acting was just not resonating with me. Like the scene when she was with what's her name, I guess who's gonna be Cortana. So that scene, I was just like, okay, I'm trying to just like not think about it too hard, because I'm like, it's television, it's fine. But I just thought, like, with the way they set it up, with the action, it was just like so cool. It reduced my enthusiasm a little bit, is the easiest way to put it, because I'm just like, the acting was just not as good as I was hoping, and that I was kind of feeling that even in the opening scene. I'm just like, all right. Well, it's just the opening scene. Like, these people are gonna get killed anyways.
Yeah, and a lot of times in new shows, it takes a second for the cast to gel.
Yeah.
So it can get a little clunky in the beginning. Like, a perfect example of one of my favorite sci-fi shows is like The Expanse, right?
Okay.
And in the beginning, they didn't necessarily gel as much as like towards the later seasons, and then everything just really picks up. So that's what I'm hoping what that is, what you're kind of referring to. And the woman that you were saying in regarding like proper representation across the board, I think she looks like she may be. I'm definitely just.
I'm assuming she's Indian.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
There's another woman of the same ethnic descent who's in The Expanse, who plays Christian Avasarala, and she has this voice that's absolutely just legendary. It's really dry, and not dry, but really unique. Yeah, exactly. It's like bluesy, smoky, whatever it is. And I kept thinking about her, and I was like, man, she would be perfect for this particular role, and I couldn't get that out. And I feel you. I was a little disappointed by the other woman's portrayal of I want to kill everybody and Master Chief and all of that. So it did kind of throw me off a little bit. I feel like the casting could have been a little tighter on that.
How do you feel about Master Chief in general? Pablo Schreiber is the name of the actor.
Yeah.
And I think that his movement and whatnot is cool. I have to say it again. It's a big mistake to me that they took his helmet off, because the cool thing about him having that helmet on is that it's, even though he's got this hulking size to him, it's almost like we could project ourselves onto the character. So there's this element of, like, in the show that they're going into his POV and whatnot, which I'm like, well, it's already a first-person shooter. Like, you don't need to do that for me personally. But what they're essentially doing is putting us in his seat, in his perspective. I'm like, all right, then allow that. Don't show his face. Like, he could be any ethnicity, you know?
You hit the nail right on the head. That's one of the beautiful things about like Doom Guy, one of the beautiful things about Master Chief, and that is that you don't know who he is on the inside, so you project yourself onto being the Master Chief, and then you end up having what I call the Kylo Ren effect. The very first time you're introduced to Kylo Ren in Star Wars, he's amazing, he's dope, he's stopping laser beams with the Force, and he's got this cool lightsaber, and he's got this great voice, and he's just menacing, and he's just amazing. And then he takes his mask off, and all of that goes right out the window, and he turns into like this whiny teenager. And you're like, this is not the villain that I was looking for. And I feel that we kind of got that with this as well. Star Wars was smart enough regarding The Mandalorian to at least get us 6-7 episodes in before we do the reveal and get a chance to see the Mandalorian's face. Like, they blew its wad on the pilot. Like,
yeah.
35 minutes in, you just totally take away the illusion that I can be Master Chief. You strip me of that completely.
Yeah.
You know, at least by the time when it was done in The Mandalorian, I had already established the fact that I like this guy. I've had 6-7 episodes deep of I like The Mandalorian. So when the reveal comes, I'm already invested. You know, I'm like, okay, this is who he looks like. I can keep it and run with it. I didn't have time to establish that. And between the voice not being the authentic voice and the face not being what I pictured in my head as I'm being Master Chief when I'm playing the game, it's just really discombobulating. I'm not saying it's not going to work later on. Yeah. I'm just saying it's jarring right now, and I don't like it right now. And I'm hoping that changes, but right now, it just doesn't feel right.
I'm going to force myself to forgive it, because I think that Paramount is being very respectful to the IP in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Because you compare this to Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, did you see Uncharted?
No, I haven't, because all the horror stories, man. I was like, man, if it's that jarring, I think I'll save it until it's a rental.
Not my Nathan Drake. You know, because while Pablo Schreiber's voice, if I'm saying his name incorrect, I apologize.
Right.
While his voice is not the Master Chief I know in my mind, I think that he's doing a really good job of just, like, I don't know. I like the acting here, and I like how they're honoring the lore and the world. Like, you were calling out all the ships and the alien creatures, and like, the alien creatures look amazing. I'm just so impressed with what they're doing here. I compare this to a lot of the movies we've gotten, and I go, this is up there. as very respectful to the material, in my opinion, with save for showing his face. I think that they're doing a very good job of being respectful to the material. The violence, we should talk about that. This was. It makes me wonder what was talked about in the pitch meetings and in the development of the show, because you play the game and even though it's rated M, it really could be rated teen, because you're not really seeing blood and guts and stuff like that on the likes of, like, I do not put Mortal Kombat 11 on the same level of violence as Halo, or vice versa. Like, Mortal Kombat and Halo are two very different, on the opposite ends of the spectrum of the M rating. You know what I mean? And so it very well could have been a teen rating. And so they took that and they're like, okay, how do we separate ourselves from Mandalorian? How do we separate ourselves from everything else out there? Make it appeal to grown-ups, because even if you were a kid when you got introduced to Halo, you're more than likely a grown-up now. So how do we make this suitable for that audience? And you raise the maturity level of the violence, and you introduce that level of I mean, Paramount obviously sees what's happening on Amazon, on Netflix. They're like, okay, well, we gotta bring it to that level. You see the level of violence in Netflix shows and Amazon shows, and so that's what they're competing with. This is supposed to be a thing to get people on Paramount Plus. I get it. I understand why they went there. It's fine. It's also got that sort of Starship Troopers effect as well. Yeah. So that's why you have that level of violence. And I think it doesn't feel like it's gratuitous so far. It feels like we're doing this to be, be respectful to like what's happening. It's almost like a Martin Scorsese thing. It's like he doesn't like violence, but he's gonna do it because he's trying to be honest about what's happening in the scene. Right. And so I feel like that's what they're doing here.
Yeah, man. Well, a couple of things. For one of the things that made me really hesitate regarding the series in general is just like maybe a few days ago, Twitter was going crazy because one of the creators of the show said that I've never played the game. I have no interest in playing the game. I don't know any of the source material. We're just going to take these characters and build our story off of it. So Twitter was in a rage. I can't lie. I was disappointed because I'm like, why are you going to jump into a project like this if you've never even like experienced some of the source material as to why the fans love what they love. So that to me leads me to kind of maybe understand a little bit more as to why some of the decisions that they've taken regarding like the unmasking of Master Chief. Okay, maybe, since you didn't play the game, you don't understand that we put ourselves into these characters. The level of violence, because this is not a Halo level type violence. Like, you violated one of the big three of Hollywood rules. You don't kill dogs, you don't kill old people, and you don't kill kids. In the opening sequence, we saw a teenage girl get her leg blown off as they're like getting high off some alien shrooms or whatever it is. And then later on, the aliens show up and they're massacred because they're trapped. You absolutely, that's something that you normally see in a Halo game. That's right. Like you said, it's not a Mortal Kombat kind of IP. That is a little jarring. And then to kind of like touch on what you were saying regarding the actor that's playing Master Chief, Pablo Schreiber. I remember him in The Wire. I do remember him in second season of The Wire. He's in the second season of The Wire doing the docs and all of that. I remember him of what is it? Gods of War, not Gods of War. The something Land of Gods. Shoot, American Gods. That's what it was called. He played like the leprechaun dude. He was a leprechaun in American Gods. And he was really, he did a really good job with it, but it's still, like you said, I think he's going to do well once I get used to it. He's just difficult to say he's my Master Chief. And based on the amount of time that we spent with him out of his helmet, I think they're trying to set the tone and prepare us that we're going to see a lot of Schreiber's face.
Yeah, for sure.
Just go ahead and just get ready for it. If you're expecting this to be a Mandalorian kind of thing, the mask time and the helmet time is going to be essential. I don't think this is going to be that.
Okay, so there's a couple things I want to respond to in what you just said. So you were talking about how in Mandalorian we got like 7 episodes in before we saw his face. The thing is, Star Wars can get away with a lot because it's Star Wars. Every video game, for whatever reason, even with this, the producers are never certain how it's going to go. Look at what they did with Uncharted. Look at what they did with most video games. They take this thing and they kind of bastardize it so that it's palatable for the masses. Mm-hmm. And so the whole reason you're making it which is it made money off of the fans. The story's often not for the fans because they're like taking this thing that has popularity and making it available to everybody else. Which is just kind of weird thinking to me. It doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense. With that in mind, they're trying to give this character humanity. For people who've never played Halo, they just have a cursory understanding of it. Like you said, you're sort of just kind of ignoring all these people who have this like love for the game in an effort to serve all these other people who don't even give a shit about this character. You know, it's a weird balance, and I get where they're coming from, because it's like you sort of have to get somewhere in the middle between these two different people. The creator not playing the game, I get your frustration there. Like, there's a part of me that goes, that's shitty. There's another part of me that goes, well, that's not entirely necessary. I don't need someone to bring the game like one-to-one to life. I need someone to tell a good story, ultimately. Like, as long as you're telling a good story, I think at the end of the day, that is what matters more than anything. You know, because if you give me the game exactly, it's like, I got the game already. I don't need you to do that again. You know?
Right. All right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
That would be my only response to that. Like, in fairness to the guy, I don't know why you'd go on Twitter and start blasting that information.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, like...
Especially a few days before it releases. Why would you say that?
Yeah.
Tell us that after the season is done. You're like, hey, by the way, you know, I didn't really watch the game. You know, watch the show.
If I have a streaming platform like Jaby Plus, and I have this premiere show that's gonna go out on Jaby Plus. Everybody shut the fuck up. You're deleting Twitter for at least a week to a month going into up to the show, because like we don't need you just stifling the momentum of this show at all. Like, you know, why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you have to know your well. Like, this has such a hardcore fan following. Like, why would you like stoke the flames like that?
Yeah, based off of /film.com, it said showrunners Stephen Kane and Kyle Killen have made a conscious decision, it seems, to avoid consulting the best-selling Xbox games as they went about bringing it to television. So yeah, so it was both showrunners are like, nah, we're gonna actively avoid anything. That's just weird, because if you're gonna actively avoid it, then why call it Halo if it's not going to? I don't know. Yeah. But right now it seems like, you know, I don't have any qualms. I was thoroughly entertained. They satisfied my need for the little things to be real. Everything from, like we said, from the sound design to the armor, the aliens, and all that other stuff. So that, you know, they satisfied that. I'm somewhat interested in the story. I mean, I am. You know, it feels very Terminator 2, you know. Like, we got the kid who's the human element and the robotic dude.
They did enough here that I definitely am on board for watching more of it. I'm hoping he puts that helmet back on.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm feeling like we're gonna get a moment of seeing Master Chief in like jeans and a t-shirt, which is gonna be just really weird, man. You know, he's gonna be
that would be such a mistake if they went that direction.
I mean, it seems like it. Don't be surprised if they're already showing you his face now. He's gonna be, you know, bopping around in Uggs. Yo, what one random thing. I said it earlier because it bothered me a little bit. I thought it was weird. Yo, there's like a Chevy Suburban in like the opening sequence. Like, what year are we in? And why is there a Chevy Suburban? It was just weird. Like, the tech is weird. Like the AK-47s.
Well, it's supposed to look like they don't have that budget. That's the idea. Like, I mean, I don't know why they had. Did you see an actual logo on there? On the
well,
truck?
I mean, you can see it. Like, I'm gonna find it in. All right. And then they're on another planet. Like, they actively put a Chevy Suburban on a rocket ship, flew it through God knows whatever, I don't know, gates, transporter gates, to put it on this planet. That technology has to be hundreds of years old, right? As well as like the AK-47s. It's just, I feel like the set design got lazy. I need an explanation for that, because that just seems really off and weird. It doesn't fit.
Well, you know,
why is that on a whole other planet? Like, they showed it alive.
They gotta pay for the show somehow.
It's just really random. Like, why is that there?
It does look very earthly. It looks very much like from our time. They spent a lot of money on this show, dude. I'll forgive that. That doesn't bother me too much, even though that looks like something straight off of our planet and our time period.
They just threw some dirt on it. At least like with the other vehicles, like they Mad Maxed it, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can get that, but they was just like, nah, just go on and grab the bourbon and we'll just throw a little bit of dust on it and we'll just keep it moving. Like, we're dealing with aliens and laser swords and pelicans and Master Chief's armor and a Chevy Suburban. I need y'all to tighten that up. That's all I'm saying.
I understand what they were trying to do with this pilot episode in terms of getting this young lady, Quan, basically John Connor or whatever, like hanging out with the Terminator. I understand like the objective. I wish they smoothed that out a little bit better because the way the way Pops went was so dumb. I'm like, yo, this dude has been firing on these aliens non-stop. Ain't none of these weapons working. And you have seen this, and you are still using this to shoot at the aliens. I'm like, at a certain point, you know that this is just a distraction. Like, this is like a pest. It's a fly. For him to be running at the alien shooting, I'm like, how is that helping anything? You're a military guy, you know, apparently, who's part of this rebel force. I take you to be this person who's strategic, right? I would imagine that he would know a little bit better because, you know, they got Chevy Suburban. This weapon is not top of the line. It's not a Spartan weapon.
Right.
So when he sees that this is not effective, my thought is, okay, well, it's at least effective at distracting him from my daughter. I'm gonna shoot at him and make this alien chase me. Let him still get killed. That's fine. I'm fine with him getting killed, but like at least do it in a way that makes sense. Yeah. You know, he literally went up to the alien to get stabbed. I'm like, you deserve to die at that point.
You ain't even trying.
Yeah, exactly. And like the way when he was like stuck under the truck, like as he's watching all the kids get killed, I'm like, so okay, how's he gonna get out of this? Oh, he'll just wiggle a little harder. I'm like, seeing the kids about to get killed wasn't enough to get you out earlier.
Yo, hold on. I know we're taking a moment to have our jokes. Listen, first let me say I really enjoyed the show, but there's another moment that was kind of like that, and that's when Master Chief was passing out from being asphyxiated, and he landed like right next to the switch that gave him oxygen. It's like, wow, that was convenient.
Yeah, exactly. It's like right there.
Right there, you didn't even have to like scoot or scooch. It was just right there. We're just gonna turn the little knob and we'll be a-okay.
I feel like they could have smoothed that out. It could have been a thing where it was at least across the other. Like he could have just like, you know,
give me the shimmy. Give me a shimmy or something.
Something. I got a question for you because there's a mutual friend of ours who is she's female and she's black. She's like very black. And I noticed that the female in this show is of mixed descent. I think she's, first off, side note, I think she's beautiful. But I did notice that she was mixed, and this mutual friend of ours is always like, how come every time they cast a black girl, she's always got to be white friendly, always got to be mixed? And I was like, I couldn't help but think of our friend. I'm like, there it is, right there again, every single time. And I'm looking at the dad. It's like the dad's very black. Why couldn't the girl be black? You know?
Yeah.
No disrespect. No disrespect. I think she's gorgeous and she's talented. I thought she did a good job with the scene. It's just an interesting Hollywood choice that we see a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you know, colorism plays a part. You know, it definitely plays a part in Hollywood. It plays a part in Nollywood and Bollywood, and also South Korean cinema as well. It's just what it is. You know, typically the lighter version of whatever the ethnic person is going to get, you know, more billing over somebody that's going to be a little bit darker. It's just an uncomfortable truth of cinema.
Yeah.
But she's not lying. Yeah. I mean, and like you said, the dad is as dark as me.
Yeah.
You know, he gets the pass, but you know, it's different for the ladies.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. I was like, oh God, it's in my head. I can't get it out of my head. Because she says it so often.
But at least I'll say this though, you know, at least we're seeing, you know, a lot of ethnic diversity within the future. Because a lot of times, you know, especially in the 80s when we were watching cinema, the future was bleak if you weren't white. You know, it wasn't a lot of other options and choices. So you get a chance to see, you know, other people realize that they made it to the future, which is good. It's like, wow, we got some other ethnic people that's in the future.
I agree 100%, man. Because like, I love Mad Max, but that is like all whiteys through the entire thing. Like, yo, you know, I've been to Australia. It's not all white people.
At least they're trying. You know, nothing when it comes to casting is ever going to be perfect for any project that you do. But I am happy that they're at least trying to put forth an effort to, you know, mix things up. I'm sure because of the sign of the times that we are, and later on, we'll probably see more additional things added that are culturally sensitive to project as well, because that's just, you know, the world we live in now, where inclusion has to be very, very paramount. However you feel about that.
Paramount.
So Yeah. You see what I did there, right? You see what I did there? Hey, I think that's a really good place for us to kind of like go ahead and stick a pin in this. This was tons of fun. Hey, thank you so much for checking this out. I absolutely got a chance to steal Jaby from his channel, and hopefully we'll be able to knock out a few more of these episodes. Please make sure you check out all of his social medias. The link is going to be in the description. He's got everything from the Jaby Koay channel to Jaby Live to Get Jaby. He's got tons of amazing content. I mean, tons of it. So you're going to have a really good time getting it in. Hey, do you have anything you want to say to the people before we go ahead and peace out?
Just follow me on Get Jaby at youtube.com/GetJaby or at Jaby Koay on Instagram. And this makes me really, really want to play the game again. So,
right? You know, we might even have to actually have a session with that.
Positive feelings. So,
of course, before you sign out, if you're loving what we're doing, and make sure you give us those thumbs up. That's how the algorithms know that you're digging what we're giving you. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscription button right now. With that being said, we will catch you for episode 2. Peace out.